Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushak, choose what really matters.
Here's another issue that the Biden presidency has failed to tackle, and that's vaccine hesitancy. Today, America leads the world when it comes to vaccine skepticism. It ranks second after Russia. 1 in 5 Americans do not want to get vaccinated. That apprehension is dragging the pandemic. But this problem is not exclusive to the United States. It's a global challenge. The ongoing General Assembly in New York might just be our best opportunity to address the challenge. But instead of combating vaccine hesitancy, world leaders are engaging in petty politics. Some are not attending because their country's vaccine has not been approved. Some others have arrived unvaccinated, enjoying pizza on the sidewalk. Their actions are only making the Wuhan virus win. Here's a report. The concept of vaccine hesitancy is not new. It has existed for decades, driven by factors like complacency, convenience, and confidence. Then came the Wuhan virus, and vaccine hesitancy became a trend. Anti-vaxxers of all hues emerged. Their skepticism was further enhanced by world leaders who downplayed the efficacy of vaccines. In the United States, President Donald Trump called the virus a regular flu that would only require flu shots. In Belarus, President Lukashenko rejected vaccines, prescribed sauna and vodka shots instead. And in Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro said vaccines could turn you into crocodiles. Today, getting vaccinated has almost become a political issue. Fear and skepticism have been replaced by affiliations and ideologies. Nowhere is this trend more evident than in the United States of America. We traveled through Washington, D.C. to find out why Americans do not want to get vaccinated. And here's what we discovered.
The main reason is ignorance. I think a lot of people don't know for sure what the science behind vaccines entail. So that kind of fear just puts people off into taking the vaccine.
Especially like a lot of my Black friends and African American friends, there's a lot of distrust in the community considering what the government has done within the African American community and the corruption and, for example, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. People don't trust a lot of the things that the government puts out because they think that, for example, it may be like a form of eugenics or people trying to whitewash the Black community, so they don't trust it.
Here in the United States, less than 180 million people have been vaccinated. That's 54% of the population, a little more than that. What about the rest? Almost 1/5 of the population, 1 in 5 Americans, do not want to get the jab. America has the highest vaccine hesitancy, the second highest among high-income countries. Number 1 is Russia. 28% of Russians do not want to get vaccinated, another 15% are undecided. Then you have the UK, 10% of the population does not want to get the Wuhan virus vaccine. What do all of these numbers tell you? That the number one problem for world leaders today is vaccine hesitancy. People do not want to take the jab, and unless that is addressed, there is no getting rid of the Wuhan virus. Vaccine hesitancy is dragging the pandemic. In New York, where world leaders have assembled for the UNGA, there's an opportunity to find solutions to this problem. But instead of combating hesitancy, some heads of state are still indulging in politics.
Economic coercion.
Like Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro, he arrived in New York unvaccinated, went out to have pizza on sidewalks with his entourage, and promoted an alternate medication in his UNGA speech.
We respect the doctor-patient relationship in deciding which medication to use and its off-label use. We do not understand why many countries, together with a large part of the media, have set themselves against the initial treatment. History and science will know how to hold everyone accountable.
Then we have the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He has never worn a mask in public and won't show proof of vaccination. And now he has refused to attend the UNGA. An apparent boycott because the WHO has refused to approve Russia's Sputnik vaccine. Another aspect of vaccine politics is widespread classicism. Take the United Kingdom, for example. It wants Indians traveling to the UK to quarantine, even those who've been fully vaccinated. Why? Because Britain does not trust India's vaccine certificates. Which vaccine is India using? Covishield, which is the same as the UK's AstraZeneca. If you've got Covishield from any other country, Britain has no issues, but if you've got Covishield from India, they will quarantine you. What do you think should be the top priority of world leaders at the moment? Tackling vaccine hesitancy. What do you think they're doing? Indulging in vaccine politics. You have the President of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, coming to the UNGA unvaccinated and making a point by having pizza on the streets of New York. You have Russian President Vladimir Putin refusing to come to the UNGA because the World Health Organization has not recognized the Sputnik vaccine. And then you have Britain discriminating against fully vaccinated Indians. When petty politics wins, the Wuhan virus wins. This is Palki Sharma Upadhyay reporting for WION World is One. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushak, choose what really matters.